Well, hello, ladies. It is Tiffany of Clarity, Confidence, Courage, Women's Empowerment, because we're going to be talking about fitness from an expert who can really talk to all women, but especially women who are 40 years old and up. This woman is amazing. She's vibrant, she's youthful, and she's going to have some nuggets of wisdom that she is going to share with you all. I'm going to be asking Denise a few questions, but the first thing I'm going to do is have her to introduce herself, her business, and her platform. Denise, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Tiffany, for inviting me here tonight. I am Denise Griffin, and I am a certified fitness instructor. I teach all formats of fitness or all formats of exercise. And currently, I have a online fitness community. It's a virtual fitness community for women over 40. I've been teaching for 20 plus years, but about 2 years ago, Tiffany and fans, of course, I launched a private Facebook community called Grown and Fit. And there I do similar things like what Tiffany does. I motivate and encourage women to stay active. And initially it was for all women. And then I kind of keyed in on women that are 40 plus, finding out that they really had some specific needs and wants and really wasn't being catered to. I just felt like 20, 30 year olds are being catered to by everyone. Well, the 40, 50, 60 year olds were not catered to by anyone. Grown and Fit Facebook group is 2 years old. And when the pandemic hit, oh my God, Tiffany, as you and everyone online knows, the world changed.
Yes.
So I went to my Facebook group and I said, ladies, I'm going to teach 2 classes a week. Would you join me? And of course, they said, yes, we'll join you. And there started my fitness community of Grown and Fit Studio. I launched it as a result of them needing more and more classes. And now, not only do I have my 2 classes that I teach, but I have 2 other instructors teaching classes as well. We have a nutritionist that's coming on, that's a dietitian that will provide one-on-one consultation to all our members. She's going to do a 10-minute assessment of people's needs and their dietary needs, and then make some plans or recommendations based on her assessment. In addition to that, I will have ongoing conversations with my members and keeping everyone engaged as we move forward in our collaboration online.
Well, Denise, I mean, I remember meeting you back
Oh,
in my
wow.
fitness days, way back when. I think,
Wow.
just for those of you who don't know, I used to live in Atlanta, Georgia, where Denise is right now. We're in 2 different states right now, but most of you know, I started off in fitness. I also had a fitness business previously, and I also was a figure competitor. And so I was teaching group fitness classes, and that's how Denise and I met. And I got to talking to her and saw this amazing, beautiful woman and vibrant. And I'm thinking, oh, she's like in her 20s. Like, she's so young and amazing. And then Denise, you told me your age. Now I'm 40 years old, and I'm like, oh,
Okay.
she's probably younger than me. So I'm like, what in the world? I think every person that looks at you is just like, there is no way. There is no freaking
Tiffany,
way.
I am happy to represent. This past September, I turned 60, 6.0.
I don't believe it.
Yes,
I don't believe it, Denise.
yes,
You
I
can't
did.
convince me.
I did. So I'm there.
You know what I love about you, Denise, is that to me, you represent what 60 is supposed to look like. It's
Mhm.
supposed to look, I think for so many women in society, and we are told by society that as we age, that
Yes.
we're going to deteriorate, we're going to be unhealthy, we're going to be, just feeling down, just looking drained, the wrinkles are going to come, and for us to just throw in a towel, throw our sexy away, throw our confidence
Nope.
away because we've
Nope.
gotten older. But to me, when I look at you, I'm like, no, this is how a woman in her honestly 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s is supposed to look. Supposed to look vibrant, supposed to
Right.
look healthy,
Right.
supposed to look youthful. So Denise, speak to our audience about that concept of age, and when it comes to age and aging and health.
Oh, that's a great question. I think it's a mindset, and I think you touched on that in what you just said there. It is a mindset. I think that once we think beyond what the standards that are told to us we should do or we should be, once we think beyond that, then I think we can build who we want to be and what we are really about. I don't let someone define my narrative.
Mm-hmm.
I define my own narrative. I define who I am, what I do, how I do it. I mean, I'm married, I have a son, all of that is who I am, but they don't tell me or define me. I define me.
Mm.
They participate in my life and I participate in their life. So I don't let, society or anything tell me what I can and can't do, lawfully, that is, I'm not going to let somebody tell me what I can and can't do. I also say, if it feels good, you should be able to do it. You know what I mean? If it hurts or it's painful to someone else or you're hurting someone else, no, don't do it. But if it feels good to you, you should be able to do it. If you want to wear it back out, you need to wear it back out. If you want to
Yes.
raise your hair up, you should raise. So I just think that, just because you turn a certain age doesn't mean that your life has to end or you have to be limited in any way. If it's something you want to do, do it.
I love that. I love that, Denise. And I feel like that kind of leads us to my next question, which is all about confidence
Mm-hmm.
and having confidence as we age, as we mature, but how confidence also is tied to health and wellness. So, Denise, can you speak to us a little bit about how you feel that confidence and health is intrinsically tied together?
No, yeah. I think that because I am physically fit and I've chosen to be active and healthy and a proponent of exercise, it gives me a certain confidence about how I move, how I think, how I
Yes.
carry myself, all of that. I don't slump. I carry my shoulders back, all of that. So I think it does, if you are in fact, um, doing the things that keep you healthy and a great mental state, I think all that will come through as your confidence. So anything you can do to help build your confidence, whether it's fitness, whether it's wellness programs, whether it's meditation, all of the above, those things will give you the self-confidence that you need to build upon so that you can age good and be healthy at the same time.
I love that. And I so agree with you. Denise, I'm all about, of course, confidence. That's what this platform is
Yes,
all about, teaching
yes,
women and supporting them on how to be more confident. And I do feel one aspect is your health, that when
yes,
you are feeling good physically, it definitely connects to you mentally and emotionally. The other piece that I want to talk about, because I know a lot of women in this group, some are looking, just for health and wellness or just for confidence, but there's some women who are entrepreneurs and
mhm,
business women who also want to do what you're doing right now. Maybe they want to coach, or maybe they want to get into a fitness business. What are some things that just some nuggets of wisdom, having your own business, that you can give to the women in the group who may be thinking about starting their own business?
I would say always keep in mind why you're doing it.
Mm,
Always first define why you're doing it. If it's for you, if it's for someone else, if it's for good health, if it's for um, uh, you know someone in your family, whatever it is, define your why. First, determine why you're doing it, and make sure you keep that why available for you to view it from time to time to remind yourself. I it's all over the place. And they're all over the place. I got post-its all over the place. But just, make sure you understand and remember your why. Define what that reason is, why you're doing what it is that you want to do. And that will help you stay targeted, keep you focused, as long as you keep remembering why you are doing it. The other advice I'd like to give women who may be interested in starting their own business or doing something that's maybe out of what they're currently doing right now. They may want to change careers. I mean, and still be, work for someone or be employed by someone, but maybe change industries. Um, I would say, um, just believe in yourself and start small. If it's something that you want to do in a different industry, do your research and start small. Learn about the industry and build upon that knowledge till you're prepared to actually go into that. But starting small, even as an entrepreneur, is so important. For me, as an example, for Grown and Fit Studio, the fact that I had a Facebook community was helpful because I had a group of people, dedicated people that I could ask questions on. They were kind of like my survey group that I could ask and poll and get feedback from. But they also they provided that foundation that I needed. So once I had them in place, it was easy for me to build upon that to move forward with the studio and offer the studio. So I started small, and I introduced, when I launched Grown and Fit Studio, I did it with a small group. I did a soft launch, is what mainly people call it. It's a soft launch to a small dedicated group of people, which is my Facebook group. And that's how I'm able to test the systems. I'm able to test, the platform, test my instructors, test myself, all of the factors involved in it. So start small, do a test group, launch soft, whatever it is you need to do, build upon that momentum until you're ready to really go for it all the way. So that's the other advice, is to start small and build upon the momentum once you get going.
I love that advice. And Denise, I personally know you, and I know that you actually have a background in marketing. That's correct, right?
Correct.
So, can you tell our audience a little bit about what else you do and your background, your other professional
Okay.
background?
Okay. Yes, I do have a background in marketing and advertising. I was the assistant art director for the 1996 Centennial Olympic Games, in which I actually was able to run in the torch relay. That's a little history about me. And currently, I work for Georgia State University in Entrepreneurship and Innovation Institute, which has also been an inspiration to me as far as entrepreneurship and what I've been doing. I'm so inspired by the young students who are interested in entrepreneurship. And as you know, this world is built on entrepreneurs. So if you're interested in entrepreneurship, now is a perfect time. When I think about me and what I've been doing leading up to the pandemic, I didn't have a business. I didn't have a business. The pandemic hit, and that's when the opportunity presented itself to me.
Mm.
And once the opportunity presented itself, I had to jump on it. I was like, listen, I'm going to do this. I have the background, I have the marketing background, I have the advertising experience, I know about websites, I have the fitness background. I just put everything. I had my community, my Facebook community. I had everything I needed. I just needed to do it. So when the pandemic hit, I was like, okay. My members of my community was telling me, we want more classes. We want more fitness classes. So I was like, wow, that's an opportunity. I need to jump on this opportunity. And I did.
I talk about in this group a lot this idea, especially with the pandemic now, is that in life there will always be something, whether it's COVID, whether it's, whatever it is, you're always going to hit that rough patch. You're always going to have a challenge. But this idea of taking lemon and turning into lemonades, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, seeing that silver lining, and instead of asking, why is this happening to me, kind of flip the switch and ask, well, why is this happening? How is this happening for me? What can I pull out of this to make this benefit me? And I love that you brought that up. Like the pandemic became an opportunity for you to take basically what you're already doing and expand it and grow it and make it even more.
Exactly.
And I also love that you exemplify through your life that you can do both. You can do anything you want. You can be a marketing executive and a mother and a wife and own your own business. And, that's something that I push to women also. It doesn't have to be a this or that. It can be all.
Yeah.
All it takes is making a decision,
Yeah.
making a decision.
Yeah.
And, since I touched on you being a wife and you being a mother, how does being a wife and being a mother play into this life of owning your own business, having your confidence, having your audience? How does that all fit together?
It's not easy. It's not easy. Of course, you're dealing with someone else who has likes and dislikes and things that they want to do that you don't want to do. So it's not easy, but it's doable. It is doable. Unless they are in the business with you day in and day out, you have to bring them into your world. So I have to make an effort to bring my husband into my world. For example, earlier I said, babe, I need you to come and take some photos of me. He had no idea what I was doing, so I have to bring him into my world and get him to participate, even though it's not anything that he would necessarily be interested in. So know that it's not easy. It is something you're going to have to think about because they have their own lives and they have their interests and stuff. And of course, money is a challenge right now. A lot of people are dealing with unemployment and things like that. So you got to make sure you are covering your responsibilities. So that's another area that can be a strain. So just making sure that you have everything going in a positive way as much as possible, and you must communicate with your loved ones. Bring them into the fold, communicate, share with them what it is you're doing, and just make sure that everybody's on the same page. Because keeping things separate sets up, more isolation. And that's something we don't need, is more isolation. We need to be bringing people together. And I'm just thankful and grateful to my husband and my son. They're major supporters of me and my family for what I've been doing, because I've been doing this forever. So it's just an extension of who I am and what I've been doing all along. And I just have to bring them along with me. That's it.
Yes. They can go on for the ride.
They're participating in my world, right? And I'll participate in their world.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And that also makes me think about, I talk about often in the group, of having your own life. That's part of building, to me, that confidence and courage in self, is that yes, when you're in a partnership or a marriage, you're a part of their lives, but your true joy comes from you and the life that you create for yourself, whether you're married or you're single.
Yeah.
And that's where the happiness comes from. That's where the joy, that's where the excitement comes. And that honestly makes your partner more attracted to you because of the light that they see, that you just shine. Now, Denise, I want to switch gears a little bit, and I'd love you to tell us maybe 3 different exercises that you think are super beneficial for any woman, but especially a woman in her 40s and up who kind of wants to stay healthy. There's so many different ones, I know.
There are,
But
that.
if you could pick your top 3 that you're like, I love this, Tiffany. These are my top 3.
Something for your heart. So you need to do a cardio exercise. And I would say basic jumping jacks. And that's something everybody knows how to do. I mean, in grade school, we learned how to do jumping jacks. So if you're not to where you can do a high impact jumping jack, you can do a low one, which is just 1 foot on the floor the whole time. That's a basic jumping jack. You can do that. Everyone should be able to do that. Something for your heart, to condition your heart. The other exercise is something for your upper body. So maybe something like a fist pump up and down, where you're keeping, here I go, I'm exercising right on the arms here, and you're lifting them straight up and down with the weight now. You got to have a weight on, and lifting it up and down.
Ooh, look at them guns.
Okay, and lifting it up and down, but keeping it level with the weight, up and down, doing as many as you can. You can extend it out if you need to. That's something for the upper body. And then you want something for your abs. Women in their 40s and 50s tend to really store a lot of fat around the mid area. So sit-ups are hard, but if you can do a sit-up, a bicycle, which is basically you're on your back and you're alternating knee to elbow. That's a basic bicycle. Those are three exercises I think you could do: a jumping jack, fist pump, and then a bicycle. How about that?
I love that. I absolutely agree. And I often tell women when it comes to fitness, just start small, start where you are. Well, Denise, I would love for you before we end our live to just anything motivational that you can tell our audience, just in general, anything that comes to mind to motivate and inspire, whether it's about fitness, about health, or just about moving forward in their confidence and their courage as you have clearly done in your own life.
Mhm. One thing I think I mentioned earlier that I have post-its around with, why I'm doing what I'm doing. There's a post-it that tells me why, I started my business. Um, One thing I've also learned to do, Tiffany, is I put people first. I put individuals first. So it's like now on my post-it, I have someone's name. I have Sabrina, I have Stephanie, I have Jennifer. And I know who they are. I know what their needs are. I know where they're coming from, what challenges they're facing fitness wise. I know, that when I plan my next workout, I need to think about um, Jennifer because, she has a neck challenge, a problem with her neck. So I have to think about everyone. And I've associated those things with people and their names and individual people instead of just, you know, you know, I've made it personal. Basically, is what I've done. I've made it
Yes.
personal, and so if you can find a way to find a person or an individual or someone that inspires you, that the moment that you see their name or you see something about them, that it uplifts you to continue on or motivate you to keep going, write their name down. Write their
Mm.
name down to keep you on target, to keep you focused on where you want to go, what you want to do. That's that's the other thing. Like I said, my post-its are all over the place, but there's a lot of names all over the place as well. So keeping people first.
I love that, Denise. I mean, I'm going to use that. That's so inspiring to me because to me, that brings you back to your why.
Mm-hmm.
What is your why? What,
Mm-hmm.
not just your why for your business or your why for your health, but your why for your life in general. And
Yeah.
that might be your children, it might be your spouse, and it you could put your own name. It might just
Yeah.
be
That's right.
yourself.
That's right.
So I really love that idea. Everybody take notes. Take notes, ladies. That definitely I'm all about the take notes and the nuggets of wisdom. Definitely write that down. Make little post-its and put a person's name as your why for
Right.
your goal, what it is you want to accomplish this year or next year.
Yeah.
Because, ladies, 2020 is coming to an end, and we want to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to do the best that we can to make this life worth living, whether we are dealing with COVID or not.
Right.
And writing down your why and having that person's name, I think is so inspiring.
Yeah, yeah, connecting it to people makes it so much more fulfilling. Makes it much more fulfilling.
Denise, I'm going to have you give us your handles again and any other information you'd like to give to the ladies before we close out.
Okay, yes. My website is my name, denisegriffin.com. That's DENIECE, Griffin, GRIFFIN.com. I can be found on Instagram as well, and it's my name, Denise Griffin. And there I post a lot of my fitness journey photos, things like that, that I think may also be helpful to your community. And then, of course, I do have my private Facebook group on Facebook that you guys are definitely encouraged. I encourage you to join as well because the two works together. My studio and my Facebook community and everything that I'm all about, it all works together. So that's what I'm all about. I look forward to hearing more from you guys and hopefully seeing you in my community.
Awesome. Well, Denise, thank you so much for this interview. I'm inspired. I hope all of you who are watching are just as inspired. And just looking at Denise, just to know, like, This woman is vibrant. She's amazing. You're literally glowing, Denise. She's amazing. And she has been an inspiration to me since I've been on my own fitness journey. So I hope you got there was so many nuggets of wisdom in this. I could talk all night, but I won't. But I hope you enjoyed this live. Thank you again, Denise. And I am going to hit the pause button. Bye, everyone. We will talk to you soon.